G'day, Jim Kennedy here again. And I want to answer a question for Brad about how to correct a slice with your driver for a bear model. Now the problem with bears is that they don't have a great deal of movement in their body. So in other words, they're not the most flexible type person. Now forgive me if I'm it sounds like it's a bit harsh, but it's a reality that you don't have the athletic ability to turn your upper body and get a huge turn. So what we tend to see with bears is that they stay on their left side and therefore their angle of attack becomes a bit too steep. Or they try and turn their body out of their way because they've been told you've got to turn your shoulders. Now, they don't do that part so well. So what happens when you start trying to turn the body, you get to the top of your backswing and you're so wound up, you go, geez, how do I get back? So the first thing you do is you go, I've got to turn back. So when we do that, what happens is we tend to overturn our body for a bear and then get to the top and we go, geez, now I've got to turn back. And we do this and the club comes down outside and we're too steep from outside in and therefore creating a slice. Now, if you refer to the ball flight laws video I've done, and that's in part of my membership site, so I'll post that for you so you can see or understand ball flight laws, because that's such a critical aspect for correcting your ball flight. And a slice is simply an outside path coming from outside in. The ball will start left with an open club face and then slices back to the target or goes uncontrollably to the right. So there's two fixes here. One, with your setup, making sure that you're setting up behind the ball to start with. So if I don't turn my body and just swing my arms up for a bear, which is what they're going to remember, their power source is going to be arms and wrists. Forearms, strong wrists. That's that hammer motion that they'll get a lot of power from there. They're not going to get their mechanical power by rotating their body a lot, having an athletic movement of their downswing, re-rotating the club and getting too technical there, but getting the club back down on plane. So keeping it simple with the bear, setting up so your upper body is behind the ball to start with, just swing your arms up. They're going to have a 3/4 swing, so they can just swipe at it with their hands and arms, if you like, where they're going to get a lot of power. Now by doing that, it means that as we go to the top of our swing and we're starting down with the arms and wrists like that, we're coming down on a much flatter path than if I was to start down with my hip turn and shoulders coming over the top. So that's one aspect of it, making sure you're setting up with your upper body behind the ball, so you're already behind the ball. If you like with a driver, I tend to say for bears, just set a bit more weight on your right hand side. So about 60% of your weight on your right leg and then 40 on your left at address. That helps you create more of a sensation of being in behind the ball to avoid that steep angle of attack. Now the second one is path, and if I take this ball away and just use this tee as an example, I want you to do these 3 swings. And this will be the swing that you'll tend to have already. You go back and then you're going to swing from outside in as if you're feeling like you're going to swing over this left-hand ball. So once again, it's going to be here. You're going to turn your upper body first and it's going to feel like the club head's going to go over our ball and over our left one. Now what I suggest is you put 3 balls out like that, one on the target line in the middle, one to the right and one to the left. That's about almost a driver length up to the grip, say in front of where my ball would be teed up. So let's do swing number 1, which would be outside in, over there, swing over the left-hand ball. Now swing number 2, keeping the feet parallel at all times, would be trying to feel as though you swing the club out over that middle ball, which would look something like that. Now swing number 3, I took the tee out there, but swing number 3 would be feeling as if I'm swinging out over that right-hand ball. Now, emphasis on feeling as if you're going to do it. It won't actually happen, but just feel as though you're going to do it. So once again, swinging back, and then I go, oh geez, I've got to get out there. So I'll bring the club more down from an inside and swinging out that way. So try those 3 swings, and if you're coming from outside in and creating a slice, you're probably going to be doing swing number 1. So if we want to get the ball to start right at the target, we've got to swing from inside out. and that'll be that sensation or feeling that we're swinging over that right hand ball. As we do, we let the club release, which will be simply this motion here. Now, just on that aspect, if I go back to the grip, we've already spoken about grip. Remember, if I put the club in my natural position, that's if I'm letting my arm hang naturally there by my side, grip the club correctly so the club face is square there. When I'm coming down into impact, what's going to happen? Centrifugal force is going to have a force on my arm and pulling the club out, and therefore, how do I know if my club face is square at impact? It's simply by having that natural grip. Now, what I mean there, say if I took a weak grip, as I come down, centrifugal force is going to pull my arm out and it's going to twist my arm into a natural position. The club face is open. So what we want to do is, if you get someone simply to tug on the grip for you, and that means pulling the club out that way, to check it, when you take the grip, set up, take your right hand and get someone to pull the club out and your arm out, and it should come back to your natural position with the club face vertically correct. So at impact, you're not trying to manipulate your hands at all. It's only guesswork then to say how much we've got to try and roll our hands over. So once again, swing path, feel swing path number 3, going out there, the club will automatically release if you've got the correct grip, and setting up in behind the ball. This is for a bear type model, okay? If you're a giraffe, it's going to be slightly different, so pay attention for all you bears out there. Now, if you've got any questions or comments, please leave them below and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks again.